Hello, my name is Rosari. Today I would like to read a story called The Return of the Tides. It's about Malin Kundang. Okay, let's begin. The village had not seen peace like this in decades. The sea, once feared for its sudden storms, now seemed almost gentle, as if it too had accepted the lesson of Malin Kundang's redemption. Pak Malin, as the villagers called him, had become part of the rhythm of daily life, yet a subtle tension lingered beneath the calm. One morning, as he was helping repair a fisherman's boat, a boy shouted from the pier, "Pak Malin, the tides are rising strangely. Look at the horizon." Malin squinted, feeling a shiver run down his spine. He remembered the countless storms he had ignored in his youth, and now, standing before the restless sea, he felt the weight of responsibility anew. The waves rolled higher than he had ever seen, dark and furious, yet somehow purposeful. "We must secure the boats," he said, his voice carrying both urgency and calm. Villagers scrambled at his command, tying ropes, reinforcing the docks, and bracing themselves. Malin felt the old fear returning, but this time it was tempered by understanding and humility. That night, as the village settled under the silver moonlight, an old fisherman approached Pak Malin cautiously. "Do you think the sea is testing us again?" he asked, wringing his hands. Malin looked at him and smiled faintly. The lines of experience etched into his face. "Not testing, but reminding," he replied. "We are small, but we are part of a larger world. We must respect it." The fisherman nodded, though uncertainty lingered in his eyes. The villagers had begun to see Malin not just as a man returned from the stone, but as someone who carried wisdom beyond their years. Can we trust him?" whispered a young woman nearby, looking toward the newly mended docks. Another villager answered, "He has earned it. He has lived through what none of us could survive." Malin overheard and felt a quiet warmth. For once, he understood the power of trust, built not on fear, but on actions and sincerity. The night was alive with soft waves and murmured conversations, yet no one slept fully, aware of the sea's ever-present whisper. Days passed, and Malin's presence began to inspire change in the village. Children who had once run from the legend now played near the shoreline, listening to his stories of courage and humility. "Remember," he said to a group one afternoon, "the sea is not just water. It is a memory, it is power, and it is life. Treat it with respect, and it will return your care." The villagers watched quietly, some skeptical, others intrigued, as the children absorbed the lessons with wide eyes. Malin also began teaching the youth practical skills, from mending nets to reading the stars for navigation. He laughed softly when a boy asked, "Will I ever turn to stone if I disobey my mother?" "No," Malin chuckled, ruffling the boy's hair. "But dishonor has its own weight. Live rightly and you will be free." The simple truth resonated far more than any fear-based tale ever could. Slowly, the village's culture shifted, blending respect, diligence, and understanding, a new legend growing alongside the old. One stormy evening, the sea roared louder than ever, threatening to swallow the coastline. Villagers panic, shouting over the wind, but Malin's voice cut through the chaos. Form lines, secure the homes, do not panic. The villagers followed, their confidence anchored in his guidance. He ran through the blinding rain. The villagers followed, their confidence anchored in his guidance. Amid the chaos, a woman cried, "Pak Malin, save my children!" Without hesitation, he ran through the blinding rain, guiding them to safety. Slipping and rising again with unbroken determination. "Hold my hand," he shouted, and the children clutched him, trembling. Every corner of the village saw his figure, running tirelessly, coordinating the townspeople, ensuring the flood and wind harm none. When the storm finally subsided, drenched and exhausted, Malin stood among the villagers, soaked to the bone, yet alive. They looked at him with awe, their fear transformed into reverence. "You have returned to us again," the village elder said softly, "but this time as our protector, not our cautionary tale." In the weeks after, the village slowly rebuilt, stronger and wiser. Pak Malin continued to live humbly, his days filled with work and teaching, his nights with quiet reflection. Children now called him Grandfather of the Sea, a title born from respect and affection rather than legend. One morning, as he tended the gardens near his small home, a young girl approached. "Pak Malin," she asked, "will the sea ever be angry again?" He smiled, brushing a strand of hair from his face. "Perhaps," he said, "but we will meet it with courage, care, and understanding. Legends can warn, but they can also guide." The villagers gathered nearby, listening to his words, feeling their hearts lift. Malin's stone past remained, but it no longer defined him. The sea, the village, and the people were intertwined in a living story, a tale not of curses, but of redemption, courage, and enduring wisdom. That's all the story of the return of the tides related to Malin Kundang. Thank you for the attention and good afternoon.